A werewolf's not a good dog.
Gable has to go back further.
And the dog's a very bad dog. Bonjour! Bienvenue à WrestleMSX.
La meilleure chaîne de catch dont vous n'avez jamais entendu parler.
Jay McHale.
Je suis Sally.
And after looking at the first round of matches from the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, we kick off with Oba Femi. After getting in the ring and thanking the crowd, we have two renditions of Oba. That's enough of that. Oh. He says Paul Heyman believes in spoilers, so here's his. He will run through everyone in King of the Ring and will destroy whoever he meets in the final. Nice. That is not a prediction, but a spoiler. He needs a crown as he is the ruler, but the trophy he wants is the head of Brock Lesnar.
A bit far.
He said he cheated and attacked when he wasn't looking. He concludes by saying when he sees him, he'll settle the score, because once again he did bring up it was one each.
Very true.
Brock seems to think it's done.
Yeah.
1 and 1 done. No, Brock. Go back to school, youth. 1 and 1 is equal.
Yeah.
Whew. Dominic Mysterio then heads out, Oba's opponent in the next round of the King of the Ring. He says Oba doesn't rule anybody, citing he should be worried about Dirty Dom. He asks Oba how long he's been here, adding he's a 20-year veteran and king of the luchadors. He then gets on the apron and tells Oba to get on bended knee. Meanwhile, JD gets in the ring from behind and hits Femi with a chair. Femi doesn't flinch and then punches JD through the chair. Dom then leaps from the top rope, but Oba catches him and tosses him across the ring. The JD team then head up the rampway with Oba saying, "We all know Rey Mysterio is your father, but next week I'll introduce you to your daddy," and then points to himself. That was quite funny.
It was good. Oba is good.
You don't expect that from him. That's not his character per se.
Yeah.
But
and you don't usually get from when it's a big guy. They usually don't say anything.
No, they do, but they don't.
No, they say a lot.
Not funny stuff.
No, but I think that's why I like. He's big, he's strong, he's throwing people around, and then he's got the gift of the gab to back it up.
So far, but
so good.
Excellent opening. I mean, Dom coming. I mean, obviously, but that was like,
yeah.
What? I do think Dom will get destroyed, but
yes,
we'll see.
Backstage, Jackie Redmond asks Seth if we're done with the Vision, with Rollins saying he was the leader of the Vision last time he was in Paris. But that's in the past and he's looking forward to taking back the title he never lost. Adding, down the line, he has a date with Roman Reigns. He says Reigns can't win on his own and the title belongs to him.
Yeah, but has he done with the Vision? Has he done with the Vision?
Do you know they never answer the actual question?
Yeah, but has he done with the Vision? I'd be like, see if Jackie had anything about it. She'd be like, yeah, but Seth, have you done with the Vision?
He doesn't know.
This is what
she's not been told yet.
She's not a very good journalist.
No, she's not.
First up tonight, a first round Queen of the Ring tournament fatal four-way qualifying match between Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, Becky Lynch, and birthday girl, apparently, Liv Morgan. Nobody particularly talks anybody else, with each dishing out punishment to the other. Green gets her head rocked off the ring post just before the break, with a double suplex between all four during.
Green then lands a missile dropkick to Lynch from the top rope, but then suffers a DDT and cover from Bliss. We then get two count covers, with all four women then taking a breather. Bliss then lands a Sister Abigail to Morgan, Becky the manhandle slam to Bliss, and then Green the unprettier to Lynch. Morgan then comes back and breaks Green's cover with her own and picks up the victory.
Maybe we are looking for a Morgan.
Dominant.
No, well, yeah, but Morgan and Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Final. We have a vignette from Rey Mysterio and Penta ahead of their Intercontinental title match later, and then join Penta in his dressing room with Chad Gable. Gable says it all started because he lost to Penta in his first match and took it like a coward, adding he's sorry. Penta says it's not easy to say you're wrong, which it isn't, but you know who you need to talk to. Dom. He's king of the luchadors,
Yeah,
apparently.
We then see Seth and Montez Ford greeting one another, with Seth asking how Dawkins is doing. Before Ford can answer, though, the Usos and their new lapdog turn up, Fatu. Jay tells Seth to be careful about how he speaks about the family, with Jay then saying he's in the King of the Ring tournament and going to win the whole thing before beating Cody for the title.
Why Cody? Why not Reigns? Why can't you just go for Reigns? See, why is everybody talking about Cody?
I don't know.
Funny, innit?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Seth then reminds Big Jim he's on the sidelines, but wasn't talking about the family. He was talking about Roman Reigns. He adds he's disappointed in them and thought the Usos were better than this, but it seems the best for them is being bad boys for Reigns. Jay then tells Jacob to get Seth, but Jacob steps up to Seth, removes his sunglasses, and then just walks away. Jay looks annoyed, with Seth saying, "Family, eh?" with the Usos then leaving.
He's being a naughty boy.
He's been naughty.
We then see Bayley bigging up Lyra Valkyria in the back before her match next against Sol Ruca for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. The pair exchange holds and counters with twin kip-ups, more counters, and a cover by Ruca. Ruca then gets 2 off an X Factor, with Sol then taking a trip to the outside as we break.
We come back to a double clothesline and then watch the pair exchange strikes. Sol wins out and lands a missile dropkick from the middle rope and running knee before covering for 2. A spinning heel kick then nets Lyra 2, with the pair then countering each other's attacks. Sol countering a tornado DDT and Lyra an X Factor. Lyra then gets caught in the ropes near the corner, with Ruca taking advantage in hitting the Sol Snatcher. A 1-2-3 moments later nets Sol the win.
See, I think that's the thing with that Soul Snatcher. It's that corner.
Yes.
You have to be. I know there's other moves where you've got to be in certain positions, but
Yeah, like
they
Oblivion.
But they can kind of flow more. Like, oh, I've been thrown to the ropes. But I mean, it was different that she got her foot caught on the rope.
Yeah.
But good anyway. We see the acknowledgement by Fatu from last week, then cut to Jay and Jimmy having a go at Jacob for not attacking when they said. Fatu goes off at them saying he acknowledged Roman, not them, and then brings up LA Knight. He tells them they should be concerned with him talking about the family and that they should be doing something about it. Jay then heads off, slightly annoyed. We then see Knight walking through backstage, passing Alpha Academy on the way, but not Austin Theory chatting to Maxine Dupree. Perhaps they've already fallen out. That storyline's dead already.
Back from the break, and we have Knight in the ring. And after dropping the mic when it was thrown to him, he tossed it out and tried again, this time catching it. He vows to beat everyone in King of the Ring and then face Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Someone is going for that one.
Good.
He says Roman's holding on to his crumbling empire and has a funny feeling that in his King of the Ring match on Friday, there'll be interference. Knight then feels if he does face Reigns for the title, every single member of the Bloodline will come out and get involved, with Adam Pearce putting his stamp on it.
He brings up how Pearce spoke to him again last week and then wishes Jay luck in the Fatal 4-Way match they have on Friday, hoping he can do it on his own without having to call out his family. Jay then, of course, heads out. We have a double take of It's Just Me Use, with LA interrupting the second rendition saying, I don't want to go through this again. Jay then says he's going to show Knight who he is on Friday night and that this is his warning shot. Jay then heads back up the rampway, with Knight then telling the sound guy to cut the music. Knight again wishes Jay luck and then says, screw your family. Jay then removes his top and heads back towards the ring, but Jimmy runs out and stops him before pulling him away. It's all kicking off.
Backstage, we see Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee accept Gable's apology, with Rey saying the mask versus mask match was true lucha libre. Rey then tells Gable he may want to look back a little further because he may have said and done some things he may regret way before he put the mask on.
Nothing springs to mind.
No.
There. I don't know. Anyway, if you know, let us know. And while you're there, drop a subscribe. Come on! Got it in. Yes. Next up, Penta versus Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Rey looks for an early 619, but Penta dodges it, with Rey then following Penta to the outside with a springboard moonsault, just as we break. When we come back, we have the Penta corner headstand and a backstabber with a 2 count cover then following for the champ. Rey picks up 2 off a tornado DDT and also lands a 619 from the apron to the outside and then sunset flip from sliding under the bottom rope and onto Penta.
A Penta driver nets 2 with Rey then landing a poison rana, 619 and dropping of the dime. The cover, 2. Oof. Another 619 is followed by a frog splash, but Penta gets the knees up and then follows it with a Mexican destroyer. That does it for Rey as Penta covers and picks up the win. After the match, Ethan Page and Rusev attack the Luchadors, but Dragon Lee comes out for the save. He does well initially, but gets tripped by Page and then sent over the timekeepers. Page then orders Rusev to pull Rey's mask off, which he does, with Penta then trying to hide Rey's face. Page lays the kicks in while he does, which brings out Chad Gable. 2 German suplexes to both Page and Rusev, with an ankle lock placed on Page soon sends them reeling. Gable then picks up Rey's mask and hands it back to the Luchadors, who then hand it back to Rey.
I don't think, usually when they try to pull the mask off, they don't usually succeed.
No, it's just,
but
pulling it a bit,
to pull it off, you're like, I didn't think they'd sort of play this out here.
No, yeah.
Page and Rusev, that is interesting.
Yeah,
We then have twin vignettes from Raquel Rodriguez and Io Sky, who face one another in the next round of the Queen of the Ring. We then cut to Roxanne Perez telling Liv Morgan she'll be thinking about the bigger picture in future, with a win for one, a win for all. Adding the best thing would be for her, as in Liv Morgan, and Raquel to face one another. Dom then walks in saying he doesn't know what to do with Oba, with Liv saying she has a plan. Liv then heads off with Dom and JD and calls for Perez, but Perez says she'll catch up.
So, to the last match of the night and the main event of the evening.
This is a main event.
A first round King of the Ring tournament fatal 4-way qualifying match between Seth Rollins,
Nice.
Tala Tonga,
Nice.
Ricky Saints,
Nice.
and Jevon Evans.
Good luck, Jevon.
Seth and Evans joined forces to take on Tala, with Saints then taking out Seth as the faces were about to send Tala over the top rope.
Saints then looks for a coalition with Tala, but suffers a big boot from the big man, with Tala then gorilla pressing Jevon over the top rope onto Seth and Saints just as we break. When we come back, Tala's suffering at the hands of Seth and Saints, with Jevon joining in by diving at him. Back in the ring, Seth batters Saints, hits him with a Falcon Arrow and looks for a pedigree, but Jevon comes back in and puts a stop to it with the red dot.
Seth and Jevon then counter one another, with Saints then hitting the Revolution DDT and covering Evans for 2. Saints then goes high, with Evans joining him and hitting a Spanish Fly. As Evans gets up after the move, Seth hits him with a pedigree and looks to cover, but Tala breaks it up. Seth fights back and low bridges Tala, with Saints then sending Seth out. Evans then throws Saints out and jumps out at all 3 of them.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Evans then goes high looking for the OG cutter to Seth back in the ring, but Saints and Seth look for the double superplex, only for Tala to hit the Tower of Doom. Tonga then clotheslines Evans and covers, but only for 2. The Giant then heads outside where he clears the American announcer's desk, but then T-bombs Evans onto the French one. Seth then stomps Tala onto the desk before landing another to the big man from Timekeepers.
Seth then gets back in the ring and looks to stomp Saints, but Saints avoids it and looks for the Revolution DDT. Only Seth counters it and then stomps the Absolute. Seth covers, the referee counts to 2 and is then dragged out of the ring by Austin Theory.
Oh my.
Montez Ford then comes to the aid of Seth, with the pair then fighting off into the crowd.
Back in the ring, Bron Breakker hits a spear to Seth, Cole now calling it the Tornado Spear, with Evans then landing an OG cutter to Saints and covering for the 1, 2, 3. Raw then goes off the air with Jevon celebrating in the crowd.
I feel that Seth is not done with Division.
No. let's reword that. I feel the Vision are not done
Yeah, fair.
with Seth.
That answers your question.
I mean, oh, what is going on here? Okay, I get it that you're not going to leave it. I appreciate that because you're going to be annoyed. But let's just leave it for another
for a little
time.
bit.
Just leave it for a bit. Like, because now it's just like, oh, it's these guys again. When's it going to stop? So Breaker and Seth have another match. Breaker wins.
Till one of them's injured.
And you think Seth's going to let that lie? No,
Exactly.
they're going to carry on. Unless what they're doing is waiting for everybody to come back.
Oh my god.
So we're all right for Survivor Series, big old war games.
I don't know.
So Dawkins, Montez, Seth, and one other, maybe two. Yeah, no, one against Paul, Theory, Breaker,
Reed.
and Reed. So yeah, Seth and the Prophets and one other.
Yeah.
No, we won't be having
No,
that.
Seth has no friends.
How long is it going to go on for? LA Night maybe. How long is this going on for? Anyway, enough about that. So now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different, just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night is all of it. And I think this could be a first.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it. The King and the Queen of the Queen of the Ring matches are good because you've got that mix of people that you wouldn't usually have. You wouldn't usually have Saints and Seth, maybe in the future, but certainly not right now. You wouldn't have Tala and Seth.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Evans has fought Seth or been with him yet, but you wouldn't have him in the mix. And then the women, your Lynch, Bliss, Green, she was all right, and Liv. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've all mixed together, but they don't do it all the time. No. And then you obviously had 2 Intercontinental title matches involved as well.
Yeah.
The women's one felt a little clunky, like they were waiting for each other to get in the right position and whatnot. But aside from that, I did enjoy it all. One thing I didn't mention was when Evans went up to Spanish Fly Saints, he got up, but he slipped off. But he soon quickly got back up, so it wasn't a big deal. He slipped. So what? He's running at speed. He's jumping up. It's not always going to be. Yeah. He's not always going to catch it right. But yeah, I thought it was a good show. It was a good show. Fair. Simple as that. I don't think I've said that.
I don't think you have.
Some people are going to be like, "Nah, boring," which is fine. But we're all entitled to our opinion, and I enjoyed this. Very good.
Now, if you have your own thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us, please do and leave them in the comment section just down below. Also, don't forget to go and check out our Musings video where we talk more about what's happened this week in WWE, with a new one dropping every
month. Is that right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I'll have to try and remember that.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you liked it, that's all I'm bothered about. Thank you very much.
We'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE and Saturday for SmackDown.